Okay, guys. We just wrapped up our interview with Ashad Ali of Plush Mattress Company, and we're getting ready to bring Sea Skip Wrap to the camera. Okay. So
Hello there.
hey, what's up?
What's up?
How's your Friday going first?
It's been a busy day at work, but it's over. So
Yes.
in my office / studio. That's where I got the mood lighting.
Okay.
Check it out.
Okay, awesome. I listened to a lot of your stuff, so it was good. It was good and everything. So first I want to ask you, where are you from?
Well, I live in Miami, Florida right now, but like background wise, my mom is white. I was raised in Germany, and my dad is black. Yeah, so
okay.
I'm an Oreo.
Well, I mean, I would just say you was diverse, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, you're able to
Multicultural.
see exactly. That's right. So how did you come up with the name Sea Skip Wrap?
So like in my family, we all have nicknames. So my real name is Malcolm, right? I'm a junior. Malcolm is my dad's name. But everybody in my family, like my dad is Big Man. My aunt is Tiny. We have another aunt called Sugar Babe. My cousin is Honey Bunch. So my nickname is Skip. So it's not even like a real cool alias. It's just my name. And it's actually like Skip of WELOOSE Music, like the label me and my friend put together.
Okay.
But like when I would post it, people would be, because it's stylized in a way where WELOOSE is together in all caps. So they'd be like, Skip of WELOOSE, Skip, like people will have a hard time reading it. So I just made Sea Skip Wrap, so it's easy and it's still kind of cool. And that's it.
Awesome, because like I was looking to like add your music to like the video teaser and the poster, and I was like, okay, I remembered. I was like, Skip of WELOOSE, got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what started inspiring you to rap and like write and stuff like that?
You know, like I didn't realize till I got like older how much I liked music growing up. Like I always knew like back in the day, right? You used to have Columbia House, right? And like BGC where you could do like, oh, get 7 CDs or 7 tapes for a penny. So I would just fill out a bunch of those with like fake names and addresses, and I would just collect CDs and tapes. So like music was always a big part of my life. Like my parents had shelves and shelves of records, right? Because music was important to them too. So music was always like around me. So then as I got older, like into high school, you know, you always have people in your high school, somebody's rapping, somebody's dancing or whatever. So me and some of my friends just decided like, yo, we're gonna start writing and start making music. And it just kind of came from there of like seeing apps and groups and stuff that we liked and just wanting to do that because it looked cool. You know, like I used to break dance when I was in Germany when I was a little kid. So like I was always around like the hip hop and rap culture, and I just started wanting to do it. I would say probably like in college is where I was like, all right, like maybe college ain't really for me. Like maybe I'm not meant. Maybe
that
I'm
got me
not
feeling
meant
like
for
jail some days. Yeah.
like maybe, you know, like what's the worst that could happen if I just, you know, like if I just want to be a rapper, like what's wrong with wanting to be a rapper, right? Like it's not
Right.
like now it's like everybody's a rapper, so it's like, oh yeah, that's what you want to do, how can it be? But like back then, like this was like probably 99, like it was, I mean there were still a lot of people doing music, but obviously like social media and the internet wasn't as widespread as it is now. So it was cool. It was a fun little thing to do. I mean, I was very terrible at first, but I'm a lot better now.
So I normally ask everybody this: if you had the chance to work with any producer, who would you work with? And if you had the chance to work with any artist,
Yeah,
who would you work with?
I like a lot of different Producers and artists. I know one of my favorite producers is a guy by the name of Diplo. And
Yeah.
he does, yeah, he does a lot of party kind of Afrobeat stuff. But like, I don't think I've ever heard a whack beat, and I just like different stuff. Like, I like Timbaland too, right? But there's a lot of great producers. Like, I love Pharrell. I love obviously Timbaland, Dr. Dre, the Neptunes. Like, like all the cornerstone producers. DJ Premier. I'm leaving people out. Ninth Wonder. Like, there's so many producers I like, but I would pick Diplo just because I feel like he would give me something different that maybe nobody's heard before. And then like artists, same thing. Like, one of my favorite artists is from the United Kingdom. His name is Dizzy Rascal.
Okay.
I would love to work with him just because it's more of a fandom thing. Like, he was like one of the first artists where obviously, like, when I first saw his music, he has a thick British accent, and I think he's also like African or Jamaican. So it was really hard to hear what he was saying, but once you heard it and once you got into the music, it was just such a different sound. Like, I just gravitated towards that. So I would really like to work with him just because it's different, right? Like, it's a cool thing to do. And he's like one of the biggest selling artists in the United Kingdom right now. But those would be the two people for sure.
Awesome. So where can people find your music? Where can people find your music at? I know normally now when people go to find people's music, the normal platforms are Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, and all those places. But you can tell us where you can find your music.
Same place. Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon Music, Deezer, Pandora. If you post a story and you go to music and you search Skip of We Loose, you'll find my music there.
So is it like this? Is it like Skip? Is it all one word or Skip of We Loose?
Yeah, We Loose will be one word, but then it'll be Skip of will be separate.
I want to make sure
you can just Google Skip of We Loose.
Is it like this? Oh, no. Is it? I'm gonna pin it there. Is it like that?
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay, cool.
So
because I normally try to put that up there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying you could just Google that right there, and my YouTube channel come up, my Facebook page will come up, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, anywhere there's music, you will find my music.
It's a very unique name, so I like that. Like that, it's really unique. It's one of kind, and you can find it because, like, we just come from like a culture of like we just want so much instant gratification. If you told them it took them one step to find your music, and it takes them 2 steps, they're like, oh, okay, never mind.
I think about that a lot, right? Like, I think like even when I make like my link pages, or when I make like when I try and put out new songs, I try and think about less clicks, less time, less distraction. Like, how can I make it? Like, I used to have a website back in the day. Like, I don't even have a website anymore. All I have is a Linktree page, and it has maybe 2 or 3 links on it right now, just so that it's streamlined, it's simple, and it's not like, it's not too complicated. Because when people have to think too much, it's just over. But yeah,
sure, definitely. Do you have any products? So I normally ask, do you have any products or merch for sale?
Yes. So if you go to my Linktree page, which if you go to my profile, it's the link in my bio. My brother actually has a clothing line. It's called So Clean. It's spelled kind of weird. It's SOQLEAN. Yeah, So Clean. And through his clothing line, I did like a collection for the last song I dropped, which was called Let Me Tell You. So there's like 2 sweaters, some leggings, some socks, and a hat. All right, and it's all kind of stylized with some of the artwork for the song that just came out.
Okay, so Clean. So Clean is your brother's clothing company, and you're selling hats, leggings, shirts, and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's selling all kind of stuff. Like, he has shoes on, like, he designs it all. So he has shoes on there. He has sweaters, shirts, masks, right? Because masks are real popular right now. And then out of that, storefront. We made like a little side page for my song release. He hooked it up, so I appreciate it for that.
Oh, awesome. So your brother lives in Miami too?
Yeah.
And your store is in Miami. What's the name of your brother's store?
It's all digital, right? So it's so clean.
Oh, it's all digital.
Yeah, it's a Shopify store or whatever. So when you go to the link in my bio and you click on the link where it says "Let me tell you merchandise," it's going to take you to his store in the section of his store where my stuff is.
Right. Do you have any up and coming projects or live music that you're doing? It could be like a live music showcase online, or are you going to be performing somewhere?
I don't have any live music coming up because Florida's like the hot zone #1 of pandemic. So
Sure, because of spring break and everybody was down there
exactly.
shaking their booty.
I'm pretty sure everybody saw them embarrass us on that. But I do have a new song coming out. It's called Last Meal. It'll be out beginning of May. And it's a song about like a toxic relationship and just like the back and forth that sometimes we end up with in relationships where we really love the person, but we hate the person, and we know they're treating us bad, but we kind of like them. And it's just a song about, I feel like it's a song that a lot of people have been through and can relate to. So that's coming out in May. Right now, I released a song. It's April now. In March 16th, I released a song called "Let Me Tell You." So that's out now. That's what I'm pushing now. It's just a really crunk, hype, like just a lot of bass, a lot of energy. Just a song about like, hey, like, I'm here for first place. And let me tell you, the chorus is just like, let me tell you, you know what I'm saying? If I ain't first, I'm last, let me tell you. You gonna feel me about my cash, let me tell you, right? So it's just all about that. And then I'm just having a good time. It was one of the songs where I didn't really think about it too much. I just wrote like off the top of my head, like how I felt about stuff. So it's a good song. I like it.
Awesome. What artists have you worked with, or what producers have you worked with?
I work with a lot of local. Yeah, I work with a lot of people down here in Florida, Miami. Tons. So probably like my first, like, I guess you could say big break was a song that I produced in 2005, 2006. I produced a song for an artist by the name of Lyric. And it was a song called Bounce. And the song was like down here in Miami, most music breaks through the strip clubs. Just because strip clubs are like a way of life down here for most people. So that song got really big. It went through the city. It ended up on rotation on the radio stations. Best part, it got picked up by Oxygen Networks, and it was used for several episodes of Bad Girls Club. And when that show went into syndication, then it continues to get rotation and spins and plays every time somebody goes on Hulu and watches old episodes of Bad Girls Club or whatever. So that would probably be like the first song where it was like I could do this. Like it actually went to where I wanted it to go. That
was your song?
I produced the song.
Oh, you produced the song.
It was, and it, again, it was just me and some of my friends. Like we worked on a bunch of music, right? And he ended up getting signed to a label. The guy had some money, so he was really able to put money into him and put money into us. And it worked out, so it was a good experience. I learned a lot, like about contracts and money and royalties and syndication and, making sure you got your performance rights organization together. But I've done, some of my production has been used on background music for like E! Network and other Oxygen, like TV commercial spots or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm still trying to get a song that I actually did, out there, but production has gone okay for me. My dog is wanting to go outside. 1 second.
Okay, sure.
Otherwise, you would just keep scratching. But yeah, it's been a fun ride. It's definitely like Nipsey Hussle said, it's definitely a marathon, right? It's not a sprint. I've been doing it for a very long time, and I don't anticipate stopping anytime soon.
Awesome. what advice would you give like a new artist or a new singer or you know, just like a new artist that is like coming into trying to make it like
I would tell them that it's the boring stuff that is going to get them where they want to go. It's the paperwork. It's the learning on YouTube. It's the like, try and learn how to do as much as you can. Try to pick up like Canva or something to do your graphics, like something real easy. Like, you don't have to go, like, I know Photoshop and video editing and all kind of extracurricular stuff, but you really, like, the way phones are set up right now, like, you could just make thriller videos and you can just do graphics on Canva and all kind of stuff. So I would say, like, the music is the fun part, right? And it's like, yeah, you can do that probably in your sleep, right? You know, but it's the boring stuff, the paperwork, the performing rights organizations, the copyrights, that's really going to get you where you want to go. And I would say dive into YouTube University, man. Like, I'm a full-time student of YouTube University. You know, anytime
that's right. Yeah.
Anytime something comes up and it's like, dang, like how do I do this or whatever, it's like, yo, let me just go on YouTube and figure it out.
No, I really agree with you with that, because I think that I always say, like, be a jack of all trades and a master of one. You master music because it's what you love. That's what you primarily love. But like you said, it's all the side shit like that you really need a lot to do. Like you said, even on its most basic level, you can learn how to do everything on a lot of things on its most basic level. But as far as you produce your own songs too, right?
Yeah, I record.
So you're making the beat, right?
Yeah.
That I can never do.
All my own records. I record myself. I mix everything. Like, I do the graphics. I do the videos sometimes. But, you know, it's always good too to have, you know, one or two, like, I know a couple people like on Fiverr. Like, I'll go on Fiverr and get some dude to do the video or to do a graphic. Like, you know, like, there's so many resources now for you. There shouldn't be I can't do a video, or I ain't got no artwork, or, you know, I don't know how. Like, there's so many resources. Like, you could just literally just Google stuff and hundreds of things will come up that will help you get to where you want to go.
I can't produce. Like, I did when I went to school. I did a production like thing. Like, you know how, like, you make your own music. I was like, oh my God, like, please, I'll just pay somebody to do it. Like, I can't. Like, I just can't. Like, I can do everything else, but the production part, like making the music stuff, because to me, all beats aren't created equal. And I was listening to, like, one of your songs. I think it's called Mikkel.
Yeah.
That I liked it. I think it's called Mikkel.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. I'm adding the songs or whatever to the poster. I'm like, yeah, I'm all right, cool. I'm popping with this. I'm fucking with it, whatever. I was like, damn, who made this beat or whatever?
That was me.
That was you, right? So I'm like, see, I'd rather ask somebody to, like, make that for me. Like, make me look, like, put all my stuff together, because production is just not my thing. I felt like I like to do everything, but I just.
And that's another reason, right? If you're like an up and coming artist, right? That's another reason why you want to learn. Maybe you don't know how to make the beat itself, but like you said, you know when something sounds like, yo, like, this is what's up, right? Because if you're totally clueless, like, people will sell you a dream, right? And so you gotta, maybe it's not you get the knowledge because you want to be able to do it, but at least when you go into a studio and the engineer is clicking on buttons, you can tell, like, all right, like, this dude has no idea what he's doing. Like, this shit sounds terrible, right? But if you don't really know about engineering or frequencies and shit like that, like, it's gonna be hard for you to really know, to really take your craft to the next level. So it's like, there's so many, like, even if for some reason you didn't want to get into making beats, like, there's hundreds and thousands of people who will sell you 10 beats for $1 right now. Right. So it's like, there's so many avenues for you to get to do stuff, to do what you want to do, if you want to put in the time and effort to sift through all the BS, to learn what's right, to learn what's wrong. And don't be scared to make mistakes. Like, I've jacked up hundreds of mixes and I have thousands of beats on my computer, and a lot of them are terrible. I have hundreds of terrible songs. I have graphics that are like Photoshop, like look like PowerPoint presentations from toddlers. Like there's like I've jacked up way more stuff.
Trial and error.
Yeah. Experience is the best teacher, you know what I'm saying? And then because you went through that, when you go through stuff like that, when you finally come to a point where you get something, like you get what you want, you feel accomplished, right? Because you worked through it and you owned it, you know?
Yeah, I have to agree. So I wanted to ask, due to like COVID-19 shutdowns, where do you see the future of like music and live performance? Because like music, it's like the yin and the yang. Like live music is like paired up with social media.
Yep.
You know, it's not all social media. It's just like half and half. So where do you see that going, at least in the near future?
It's really up in the air because, I mean, you have things like Versus that are very popular, right? I think a lot of the popularity of Versus, though, is they're established artists, right? And you want to see the competition between them, right? Like the last one, like Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley Brothers, like that's like an old school flashback. Even like the DMX and Snoop Dogg was like old school.
Yeah, it was such a bad thing. What happened to DMX?
Terrible. Rest in peace.
So rest in peace, definitely. Go ahead.
Ghostface and Raekwon, like all these really popular. And then what I like about it is that like the exchanges in between the songs they play, where you really get to kind of see their personality, which is something you don't always get like at a concert where there's 400,000 people, right? So I feel like Versus is a really cool platform. Now I've also seen where like, you know, independent artists put on YouTube channels. And I think the hard part of doing live streaming concerts like that is that you could be one person watching, there could be 400 people watching, like you don't know. And as an artist, sometimes you feed off of the crowd's energy, you know, like even if there's 3 people there, like you can see them, you can see their faces, they can see you, and you can rap to those people. When you're just in front of a camera, well, it's just like a live music video, right? So like not everybody has that pizzazz, right, to get through that. And so for like me, like I'd rather just wait till I can do actual live shows. Like if a situation comes up where somebody asks me to do a live streaming show, I'm not going to turn it down, but I'm not going to go out of my way to invest in a live streaming show. Like I'd rather just get on here, Instagram Live with like an interview like this, or like make my own interview, like make my own little thing on Instagram Live where it's free 99, right? Versus trying to put together this elaborate presentation for 10 people, 12 people, whatever the case might be. That's just where I see it. I mean, some of the things like NFTs that you hear about are kind of interesting, but like all of that it's sketchy to me.
Mm-hmm. So no, like I agree. I noticed that a lot of bad things have happened because of COVID-19. All the people we lost, all the businesses that got closed, the entertainment industry, the music industry taking such a hard hit because, you know, artists live off live performance. That's how they get paid. But I noticed that this was also a time to sit back, reflect, and to get all of the inside work done.
Yep.
And it was like it's a time, shall I say, still a time when you can like just wind down and sit back, look at your career. And like you said, plan and do the inside things, the learning how to make your own posters. And like you said, learning about copyrighting your music, learning about music laws and about promotion and social media marketing and stuff like that. So in a way, like it's like, and now that like a lot of people have time and everybody exchanging their experiences and stuff like that. Like I understand now how much like I learned from talking to people and approaching them and stuff like that we learned off each other.
Yeah, and I had an album that came out. When did that album come out? Last year? I had an album called What the Fuck Skip that came out. Was it January? No, that was a single. I got too much stuff got going on. But I had an album that came out, and really that album came from Like, yo, I've been sitting on these songs for years. I'm sitting here at the house. Like, let's just do something, right? Like, let's just put something out. Like, what are you waiting on? You know, and a lot of stuff just happened that way because you have nothing better to do. You can't go anywhere per se. It's a little better now, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they never really stopped here in Florida, but people who didn't want to go out there and risk it all, you know, we were just sitting here at home, not doing much. But 2020, the gentleman before was like, you know, like it was one of his best years. Like for me, 2020, obviously we lost a lot of people, a lot of terrible deaths and fatalities. But like 2020, I started a new job in 2019, and like in 2020, like it really took off. I bought a house, like I moved,
wow,
like
congrats.
Thank you. So like there's been a lot of good stuff that happened in 2020. And I just try and take it as it comes, you know, like there's nothing I can do to make the pandemic go or come or stay or whatever. So I just got to play with the cards that I was dealt.
Yeah, I think it teaches us like adaptability.
Yep. That's what it's about, especially as an artist nowadays. Like you gotta, people are being sold stuff from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. Every third post is an ad, right? Every fifth email is an ad. Every time they walk down the street, there's billboards.
Exactly.
Right?
It's like you're Times Square, right?
So it's like, as an artist, you have to figure out a way, and attention has become the commodity, right? Like back in the day, like back in the day, it was the album sales, it was the concert tickets. But now, like, all you need is views and likes. Like, what are those really? Like, what is that? Like, that's not something that's tangible, right? Like even like the NFT thing, like, what is that? Like that, we just made that up.
What was it called?
NFT. It stands for non-fungible token. So,
what is that? Go ahead.
So, you know, like art, right? Like fine art, like the Mona Lisa, right? Like there's one Mona Lisa painting, right? Even though there's like, you can go buy a shirt with the Mona Lisa on it, you can go get a cup with the Mona Lisa on it. There is one like Mona Lisa that's worth hundreds and thousands of dollars. So it's the same thing, but for digital art. So how it started was like memes. Like obviously, like there was a first time that cat meme was posted, like the cat with the lady, right? The lady.
Yeah.
So that meme, like the very first one, they created a way where you can basically certify that this is the first time this meme was used, and people are buying it with cryptocurrency. So even though you can go see this meme anywhere on the internet, I can say, look, I have the first official cat meme in the world. And so people are doing this with art. There are certain there were like 2 or 3 bands that they sold their album as an NFT. So even though people can go stream their music all over the place, there is one person in the world who has like the official digital copy of their music. And they're buying these things for, obviously it's in cryptocurrency, right? But dollar wise, it's coming up to millions, hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Wow. You just taught me something, because no, seriously, like, you know, I like to learn like different information from other people. You know, you can actually learn a lot and hear a lot as long as as long as you're willing to like listen.
Yeah. It's an interesting concept. And again, like, what is it? Like, we just made that up. We're just like, yo, like you ever seen like the memes where it's like the Thug Life glasses, like the glasses come down, it's like Thug Life.
Yeah.
Like that's sold for like $6 million, like the original glasses. So it's like on one, and it's the same thing as art, right? Because they're hoping like in 10, 15, whatever, 20 years when we're whatever the future is, like these historical pieces of digital media will be worth more than what they brought it for.
Wow, like we're gonna go to an art museum, but like, remember this first cat meme? Like,
exactly.
Yeah, like
exactly.
That's crazy.
I mean, if you think about it now, like who, like ain't no Picassos out there now. Like ain't nobody out here making. I mean, there's still obviously people who paint, but like, what is the media that we're in now? Like it's memes, like it's pictures, like it's digital music, it's digital like podcasts, like all that stuff. That is the art that we have nowadays. So they just figured out a way to make it valuable by basically making it unique.
That's true. They added currency, or they added value to what we valued
Yep.
as a superficial society, shall I say?
Yep.
Like you said, so like now there's a bunch of like broadcasters and stuff, and I think that was one good thing, because now everybody can have their own radio station.
Yep.
So everybody has their own visual radio station, their own podcast, their own show.
Yeah.
I do like that. That was a good thing that came out of it. Out of like what happened on lockdown, when we went on lockdown. But what I'm noticing is that, like, as these things are happening, quality assurance and quality control is going down. But I think that, what you think?
Because there is none. Who's quality control? It's me. We're.
Yeah. Exactly. So, I mean, I was wondering, I was like, if quality assurance, and sometimes I can be that person, but if quality assurance actually comes onto social media, I don't know what's going to be happening.
Well,
it's not going to be a lot of people.
It's already there, right? We already have a version of quality assurance, but what is it? Like you said, it's superficial. It's popularity. It's like guys putting on wigs and makeup, like that is how, like, people are doing stupid stuff to try and be that thing, because they feel like that's what people want. They want something that, like they want something, I don't know what they want something embarrassing so they can laugh at it, because it makes them feel better about themselves, or they, unfortunately, like, misery loves company, right? And people love to like point at and make fun of, and like if you go to the shade room and read the comments, these people millionaires, and they feet look funny, they eyes crooked, like all kind of terrible stuff. 'Cause that's what people like.
It's messed up, because of what happened was instant gratification. Now, like, YouTube and Facebook is looking dated, and now it's all Instagram, because Instagram is like YouTube and Facebook put together, but except for faster. You get everything so fast. And it's that instant gratification that is taking some value out of a lot of things.
And it's interesting, as like an artist being on all the different platforms, how the audience is different, right? Like Facebook is very hometowny, right? Because you like have a lot of people of like that you went to school with, and your mom and dad are on Facebook and stuff like that. Instagram is very like trendy, like club, like Snapchat is even more like Beverly Hills-ish, right? And then you have like Reddit, right? I don't know if you deal with Reddit, but Reddit is like a whole nother universe of just like fun, weird, like people just going to the next level stuff.
TikTok,
it's interesting just how like even though all the different social media platforms are like people from Earth, every platform has its environment and like its own little ecosystem.
Well, do you have anything else to say? Because I'm going to wrap up the interview, because it's like Instagram only goes live for 30 minutes, so I'm on like for 59 minutes. If you want to talk about where your stuff is at again, and then I'm going to wrap up the interview.
Hey, I appreciate you, first of all, for reaching out, right? So thank you for that. I appreciate giving me the platform again. Just link in my bio, or Google Skip of We Loose, like it says right there in the pinned comment. And just stay tuned and reach out. Like I'm a regular person. I got a job. I got a dog. Like if you want to holla. If you want to work on some music, holla. I got beats. I got graphics. I got songs. I'm a real person out here in the world trying to make it. And if that's what you about, let's do it.
So me and you are going to have to hopefully work in the future whenever however. But thank you, everybody. I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you, Skip. Thank you, Ashad Ali. And have a good weekend, guys.
Yeah.